So the Nintendo Switch just turned 4 years old, and believe it or not, there's still some huge Nintendo franchises that are still absent on the Nintendo Switch. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm FZero. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date with videos like this, throw the Master Sword in the notification bell, and with that underway, let's talk about some Nintendo franchises that are absent still on the Nintendo Switch. And real quick, just before we get started, I'm not going to be bringing franchises up like Metroid or Bayonetta because we know those games are in development and we know eventually they will no longer be absent on the Switch when those games are released, so I won't be bringing up either one of those franchises. And the first game I actually want to go over here is Star Fox, and the last game that was released in the Star Fox franchise you could say was not great to say the least out of Star Fox Zero. You know, Star Fox Zero just didn't do anything really to propel the, franchise forward though in any way, and I feel like that was the biggest downfall. And they tried to implement the gamepad, which people didn't like, which I'm kind of just imposed of, it wasn't the best idea, but they just didn't do anything to expand that series, which I think is what they really need to do. And for Star Fox, I don't know if they know what to do because they've tried so many different things with Star Fox. I think they should be taking some elements from Rogue Squadron, have it in so you have Slippy, Toad, and Falco. You can command them to go and do little other objectives or missions. They could also take some inspiration from Battle from Atlas, where you could actually play a Star Fox on the Switch on there, but it's actually not a Star Fox game. But, they could make it so you're going and exploring different planets, different missions, kind of have it open world, but open planet, going through different solar systems kind of thing, just with the Star Fox franchise. There's a lot of cool ideas I really think they could bring to the table with this, and I'm shocked that we haven't seen anything yet for a Star Fox game on the Switch. And I know that the series hasn't been the best as of lately, but I think it just needs a good reboot and a good, overhaul to propel this series forward, and it's a great contender for what a game that should be on the Nintendo Switch. And this next franchise, is it dead? Is it not? It's probably closer to on the dead because we haven't seen it in a while, but that's no other than the FZero series. And we actually haven't seen it on a home console since the Nintendo GameCube, but I think we're due again. And it would be nice to see a fast-pacing racing game with quick, tight turns in there. Make it so you can customize your vehicle. The arcade kind of racing style, it's really a lot different from Mario Kart, but I know Mario Kart is kind of their baby racing game now that they just want to kind of keep expanding. But it doesn't mean that we can't have racing games at the same time, and it'd be really cool to see something with F-Zero. Or if they don't want to make an F-Zero game, just make something completely like an action-adventure game with Captain Falcon. You can give him the Falcon Kick and Falcon Punch that he got in Super Smash Bros. And then make it actually into a game. Make it like Grand Theft Auto, what with Captain Falcon. They won't do that. But, let's just see something from the F-Zero series that just takes it into a new direction, because I would love to see Captain Falcon in a new video game that was not Super Smash Bros., even though I love him in Super Smash. But I would love to just see another F-Zero game. And this next one, does it actually count as cheating? I'm actually going to say it doesn't count as cheating because it's my list and I can put whatever I want on my list. But that's Donkey Kong. And for this series, yes, it is technically already on the Switch with Tropical Freeze. But Tropical Freeze is a Wii U port. I want to see a brand new game with Donkey Kong. And what I want to see in a brand new Donkey Kong game, it's also been 7 years since we've actually seen Donkey Kong, so I really doubt that we're getting another 2D side-scroller with him because, let's be honest, it wouldn't take that long to make a 2D side-scroller. But, I want to see him kind of get the same treatment that Super Mario Odyssey got to kind of propel the Mario franchise. Let's propel the Donkey Kong franchise, and there were some elements that in Donkey Kong 64 that I did really like. They went a little too hard with the collectibles, but maybe something to propel Donkey Kong forward still on that aspect is, they got to change characters in Donkey Kong 64, so it'd be really fun to just play with different Kongs, exploring different worlds, maybe not necessarily a hub world, but kind of like Mario Odyssey where you're kind of going on to different worlds and you got to explore, you could do different objectives with different Kongs. I think that'd be a great way on what they could, kind of liven up the Donkey Kong series, and it's kind of been dormant for some time because all we've gotten is a 7-year-old Wii U port that's on the Switch. So Donkey Kong I think is definitely needed. Plus it's also a series that doesn't sell the best compared to Nintendo franchises, but it also does not sell the worst compared to other Nintendo franchises as well. So that's why I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't seen a brand new Donkey Kong game show up on the Switch. And because I did mention Donkey Kong, I might as well mention this one too, because people in the comments will probably be like, well, you mentioned Donkey Kong and you didn't mention Pikmin. So here's Pikmin, and why we haven't gotten a new Pikmin game yet on the Nintendo Switch. And yes, there is Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Switch, but what about Pikmin 4? Now, Miyamoto had already said that this game was almost done, and that was when the Wii U was still out. So I'm beginning to think that's a lie, or this game got canceled, or something went on with this game. As for this series going forward, all Pikmin games is played relatively the same, so I wouldn't say that he should change too much, just kind of spice it up a little bit, maybe bring back Olimar into the game mix. But I would love to see a brand new Pikmin game. Pikmin 4, that's what I'm kind of been waiting for. When Pikmin 3 Deluxe got announced, I kind of thought that Pikmin 4 was on the way, and it very well still could be, but let's bring back Pikmin, because why isn't that game on the Switch either? And for the final franchise I want to talk about, let's talk about, depending where you are in the world, it's either Mother or Earthbound. Weird that it has two kind of series names, but I refer to it as Earthbound. It would be nice to see a revival, though, of Earthbound, and I know this franchise is probably more dead than FZero, but it'd be nice to see a big, huge open-world RPG. You get to recruit members, and of course it'd be cool to put people on your team like Ness and Lucas, but just make up new characters for the game too, though. Give them different abilities. Let's level them up. Let's give them different kinds of powers. I think Earthbound has the most potential of being a really great RPG. And yes, there are a lot of already great RPGs on the Switch, but it would be cool to see Ness again and actually give people who probably haven't played this game the first time into like an Earthbound game. And it would be really fun and just a great concept, I think, for a great RPG that they could really expand upon on the Switch. And not saying that it can't happen, though. They revived Kid Icarus on the 3DS. And no, I didn't bring up Kid Icarus for the Switch, so you can leave your hate on the comments below if any Kid Icarus fans are going to be upset that I didn't talk about that franchise. And those are the games that I would love to see come to the Nintendo Switch that are not there currently. What games would you love to see? Let me know in the comments below. And are you mad that I did not talk about Kid Icarus? If you like this video, please smash that like button, as it really does help out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date with more videos like this. And as always, everyone of YouTube, show me your moves.